All right, so basically we have perception is a filter, not the truth. Two people can stand in the same moment and walk away with a completely different reality. What you see is shaped less by what is in front of you and more by the lens that you've created inside of your mind. Do not be hard on yourself. Take criticism as a form of perspective. People judge from what they see in their own lens. You know you're a great person and you have a lot of potential, and that's the only thing that matters. My mom once thought trading was like gambling and a waste of time, but to me, I looked at it as something that was an opportunity for me to take. Overall, like an opportunity for me to be like, okay, let me go at it and let me see if it works. Let me try. And like if I would have took my mom's perspective on something, I would have never chased what I wanted, or I would have never been able to see the possibilities and the opportunities that was right in front of me. So if I would have looked through someone else's lens, I would have been blind to what was possible. So basically, overall, like looking through somebody else's perspective or their thoughts it can sometimes blind you if you take too much heed to it. So if you pay too much attention to what somebody else thinks instead of having your own, way of thinking and just, picking pieces that are valuable to you. But if you truly just take over whatever somebody says to you and only think that way of what they perceive or what they think, then you might be blinded to the opportunities that are for you. So basically, you cannot look with somebody else's glasses because their glasses might be able to see so far, and then your glasses can see further or even less. You never know. Everybody has a place in this world, and you just have to overall look through your own glasses, be happy with your glasses, the glasses that you have, and see the world through your perspective and accept it for what it is. A lot of people try to look through other people's glasses and try to look at their world. Like, I'm not gonna go and pick up somebody's glasses and then try to see the world in that view, and live like that. You want to have your own set of glasses and look at the world so you can see it through your own eyes. But yeah, with that being said, I wished everybody have an amazing day. When it comes to trading, it's more of chart. What I've figured out from 5 years of trading is like the charts is easy, but your mindset and your perspective behind it, like everything is like super psychological. And like some people overlook it. They think, oh yeah, but I still don't know how to mark up a chart. But you're making it harder on yourself because of your mindset. Marking up a chart is fairly easy. Looking at swing highs and swing lows is fairly easy. The thought process behind it. So when you're drawing that box or you're drawing that line, in your mind, you're thinking something to even draw that line. And your thought of that, what you're thinking in your head as you're drawing that box or you're drawing that line or you're marking this level or you're, looking at this as being structured, your brain is thinking like, this is what my brain perceives as a swing high, right? And trading, there's different perspectives of what we call certain things. Some people say some things are order blocks. Some people say some things are supply and demand. To be honest, me personally, I don't care. I don't care in the sense of like people, like there's no right or wrong. But then again, there's a right and wrong when it comes to trading. In my eyes, I feel like trading is very visual, psychological and visual. So I had this recent talk about how, let's say, as a kid, right? As a kid, you really don't like I'm talking about like newborn, like when you're like freshly newborn, you don't really you can't really hear, like you can hear things, you can, see things, but you really don't remember those things, right? You really don't remember them. But then when you turn like 4, maybe 3, it depends on the kid too as well. This is also related to trading. It depends on the type of trader. Like some people take months to get it. Some people take days to get it. It just really depends. But all in all, anyways, being a newborn, You come into the world, you really don't know what's going on. Everything's a big blur. Hence why most people don't remember things when they was like 3, 4, 5, and then 5 years old, like, is like when you actually start comprehending things in the world. You start going to school, or you start learning, and you start doing all these different things. So you're able to like have a, sense of thought. It's not as strong as being an adult, because like when you grow older, I'm gonna get into that, you lose creativity and it's a bunch of stuff. But as a kid, you're 5 years old and you're consuming things, and everything is, whatever you're taking in is basically what your outcome is going to be. I'm just going to say it from an example of like, let's say like me being a kid. If I take in and I consume a certain content or a certain environment, the chances of me blending in with that or me becoming that environment is going to be very, very likely, because that is the first things you are exposed to. So as a trader, we've, like some of you guys have been exposed to so many different things. Let me turn this light up. Sorry, it's a bit dark. I'm doing it and it is currently 8:11. I'm not gonna put any color grade on it, so I hope you enjoy the video. This little raw style right here. But anyways, what you're consuming as a trader in the beginning matters a lot, a lot. What you consume in the beginning literally shapes the type of trader you're gonna be. As an adolescent, as a kid, whatever we consume as a kid is going to shape us as the kid we're gonna future be. If all we're watching is, Lego Batman and fucking Shark the Doo-Doo-Doo, then we're gonna be silly, goofy. We're gonna be, playful, cheerful, and that's good as a kid. But you gotta also remember, like, a kid needs to be raised, and I feel like a kid should be raised and be mature and ready for the world, ready to take on the world. Yes, the kid has time to play, of course, but we have to understand, as a human being, our greatest thing is to create and evolve. We're supposed to create and evolve. We evolve through life in different phases. The quicker we go through something, the more we know later down the line. I was homeless at 16. I had to work 2 jobs at 16. I had to feed myself at 16, 17. I had to take care of my mom at 17, 18. So, not boasting about it, but those are things that I went through that I should have been doing when I was like 21, 22, 23. But I experienced an adult life at a younger age. So like, not also saying, let kids enjoy their life or let people enjoy their life. Kids enjoy their lives. But also you have to remember, we have to create and evolve. So if we're providing information into our brains that's not overall evolving us into better people, then it's like you're taking in nonsense and you're just going to stay level-headed. And that's when it comes down to putting in work. So then when you're ready to put in work, you're claustrophobic with all this like nonsense everywhere. So I'm going back to trading now. You're claustrophobic with all this like nonsense, and then you forget the basics of everything. Like you just forget the basics of what trading was. You forget the basics of what, just overall, like how to manage money, just the basic things is something that you really have to like stay on top of. And you have to be like, okay, from the basics, then you evolve from that. But you don't steer off into different things. You stick with the basics and you go more into it, like more in depth, but don't overcomplicate it. So all in all, I really just like this topic has really like been hitting me. I don't know if I'm going to put this on the main page or the second page. I might do another part, but I'm going to keep this on the main page for now. But let me fix this because it's not straight. All in all, like, if you guys want me to go in deep more, like I'll make another video for sure. But all in all, I just feel like going back to the kid, like what you consume is going to overall shape you as a person. And then you start understanding and you start retaining information. And you're like, oh, okay, this is that. Because you don't know what it is. You come into trading, you don't know what it is. We didn't know what a candlestick was at one point in time. But we took in so much information. Now we know what it is. As a beginner, you're literally looking at the charts like, what the fuck am I looking at? Like, what is this? Like, it looks crazy to you. As a beginner, it looks crazy. Everything crazy, nothing makes sense. But that's why we go find the answers to things. We go and find the answers. The thing is about this is people outside of that know how to take advantage. So now I'm going to go back. If you have a sibling or older brother, or if you are the older brother or sister, whatever the case might be, or cousin, or anybody older than you that was in your life. If you was a kid, right? I used to do this to my little brother all the time. They don't know much. You know more than them. They don't know much. So relate this to trading. Gurus, quote unquote gurus, they know a little bit more than you. Now, not necessarily speaking about trading, but I'm talking about in terms of like, you know, or I guess you could say trading, but you know, some of these guys don't even trade. So many, like 85% of the guys in the industry don't even trade for it, but that's another story. And I have proof. Trust me, I have proof. But anyways, they take this and they know you don't know much as a beginner. They know you don't know anything. So you're seeking for information or you're seeking for that knowledge. So then they use that and they abuse it because they know you don't know much. So as a kid, remember, like, our siblings probably didn't even know what a dollar was. So we'll be like, oh, that's not a dollar. That's nothing. That's worth pennies, bro. Give it to me. Give me the dollar. I'll hold it. I'll take it. I'll take it for you. It's nothing. I'm gonna just, you know, make sure it's out of your sight. Or even your parents would do that. Like, you get a $10 bill, like, oh, you know, like, that's nothing. Like, I'm gonna save this for, like, they take advantage because you don't know much, right? So you have to be careful when it comes to retaining information. Like, I was having a talk with this person. They're a follower of mine. A follower of mine seen me in Amsterdam, and we had a talk. He studied in psychology, and we had a talk, and we were just overall thinking, like, I'm not against services and stuff like that, but I ain't. It just really depends, because I think of it in a perspective of, like, libraries have been around since decades, and libraries hold the most information in the world. The libraries itself holds the most information in the world. Books on books on books on books on books, encyclopedias, dictionaries, everything. Libraries hold so much information in it, and you can literally walk in and grab it. Walk in and grab it. My perspective on pretty much everything is trading. There's so much information out there. There's so many different levels to trading, but there's so much basic information that you can just go grab and just read. Go grab and read without having to go and pay for something. There's so much information that you can go and just get the basics and then just kind of get an understanding of it. And people, like, they skip this step. They skip this step. As a kid, I'm going back to the kid version. As a kid, we had this moment where we didn't know anything. So then we started to do stuff. We started to try stuff just so we can get an understanding of it. Just so we can get an understanding of it. And then some things worked out in our favor. Some things didn't. Some things got us in trouble. Some things got us rewarded. So as an adult, I'm tying this all back in. Like, I just really want you guys to hear me and the perspectives that I'm thinking, or like my way of thinking. As an adult, we lost that. Actually, I'm going to turn this light on. One sec.